By CenturyLink. Quest is now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting CMA and Grammy winner Vince Gill, October 16th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. And take a look up in the broadcast booth, the Root Sports booth right above Safeco there. Dave Valley was with me just a few moments ago, literally. And now he's up in the broadcast booth ready for the game with Dave Sims, setting a new Safeco Field record, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, he didn't run, Dave. No, don't give him credit for that. It's a golf cart, and it's souped up, and they had people, parting the tunnel for him so he could just go straight there. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Welcome out to the pen. Brad, Adam with you, getting us set for game one of the series. Just me tonight, but tomorrow night, singles night, and also Larry Bernandez bobblehead night. We'll have Felix Hernandez live on the show tomorrow, and rumor has it, a possible Larry Bernandez sighting. He might show up on the show. We're still waiting on that. But for more on tonight's opponent down to the field, and Angie Mentink.
Oh, no. I'm just a stone's throw from you, Brad. I wonder, though, with singles night, if Larry Bernandez is single. Obviously, Felix is married, but I wonder about Larry. Anyhow, the Mariners with an opportunity to continue to make an impact on the Central standings. They just got done with Cleveland. Tonight they've got the Chicago White Sox. These two teams neck and neck. All right, so the Mariners are playing the White Sox. The rest of the AL Central playing each other. Kansas City falls to Cleveland, 2-1 the final there. Ubaldo Jimenez, 7 innings, strikes out 10. Detroit right now up 3-1 in the 7th inning. Pretty impressive. And right now in the standings, Detroit 6 games up on Cleveland. Chicago 7 games back. So again, these games extremely important to Chicago. Just 1 game behind Cleveland right now, but trying to get to the top of the AL Central standings. All right, so let's see what happens. Charlie Furbush just got done with his warm-up tosses behind me out here in the pen. First pitch is coming up next here on Root Sports.
For the final Friday in August of the 2011 season, some culinary delights. Kettle corn, you get some brats. It's a great setup for baseball on a beautiful evening here in Seattle as the Chicago White Sox make their second visit here to Safeco Field. And we're underway with Charlie Furbush. First pitch to Juan Pierre. It's inside for ball. Dave Sims and Dave Valley with you. Good to have you with us here at Safeco Field. Mariners back from a 3-4 road trip. Charlie Furbush, a record of 2-2 as a Mariner. Trying to keep the Mariners on the winning track here. Good to have you, Dave. How are you?
It's great to be here, man. Really enjoyed the games in Cleveland, seeing some of those young bats come alive.
It was a lot of fun. A couple plays here and there. First night in Tampa. And if Brendan Lee can pull it, one pitch back to Shin-Soo Choo. They're 5-2.
But I think even through that game, you know, you saw the fight in this ball club. They kept coming after you. They kept coming back.
Fouled off by one, Pierre. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners trying to turn things around against these White Sox. They're 2-4 against them this year. 1-2 back in May. And 1-2 in Chicago. Here's Ozzie Guillen, Joey Cora. And since the start of the 2010 season, White Sox are 13-3 against the Mariners. Ouch.
The M's have really struggled offensively against this ball club, in particular this season, hitting only .202.
Slash through the hole, base hit, Juan Pierre. Take a look at the rest of the batting order for the White Sox.
Sitting in that number 2 spot behind Pierre, Lillibridge, Konerko, Rios, Ramirez, Flowers, De Aza, Morrow, and Gordon Beckham rounding out the lineup. And batting ninth, Charlie Furbush on the mound, looking to bounce back from that last start down in Tampa. Furbush on the season, 3-5 with a 4.64 ERA. Opponent's hitting .301, but Charlie here at home is really good. He's 2-0 with a 1.50 ERA at Safeco Field.
Next hitter's Brett Lillibridge, playing at first base because of injuries. Adam Dunn not swinging a bat well. You got Paul Konerko with a bad left knee. Lillibridge is an infielder by trade, middle infielder. He's played a lot of outfield this year. He's at first base now. So Konerko's knee gets a little bit better.
And a great addition to this ball club for Ozzie Guillen. Very versatile player. Early in the season, had some amazing diving catches out there in the outfield. Very athletic.
Young man from Everett, Washington. Yeah, he stole a couple of games at Yankee Stadium their first trip in. Umpires tonight, Paul Nard behind home plate, Doug Eddings at first, Dana DeMuth at second, and Kerwin Danley at third base. Tony Gwynn, San Diego State teammate back in their playing days. That gets away from Olivo. No throw. Pierre safely into second. Pass ball. Charge to Olivo.
Looks like Furbush has been a little wild high already here in this ball game. First pitch of the game, kind of giving Juan Pierre a shave. But the majority of the pitches that he has thrown that have been called balls have been up out of the strike zone.
Hopefully he'll be able to make the adjustment quickly. 10th pass ball for Olivo this season. 2-1 pitch. Took a lot off of that one, fouled back. These White Sox 7 games behind Detroit, Central Division. Right ahead of them, Cleveland 6.5. The White Sox on the season 7th in batting, 12th in runs scored, 9th in hits, 8th in home runs.
Had a very up and down season.
Haven't they? They were as close as 3 games not that long ago. Again, this club, they have 6 games left with first place Detroit. Home and home, 3-3. They said, hey, we want to be close enough that we won't be in a position where we absolutely positively have to sweep.
Just watch that last pitch to Miguel Olivo. It was a curveball up and out of the strike zone. And right now the sun is hitting the stands out there.
In the upper deck.
Makes it tough for that catcher to see when that pitch gets elevated because of the line of sight from the catcher. His isn't that beautiful black batter's eye. Sometimes if it gets above the letters, it'll go up there. And right now there's a lot of glare out there in straightaway center field.
3-2 to Lillibridge. Pierre at second. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout, an off-speed pitch by Charlie Furbush. 1 out.
Great changeup right there from Furbush. Lillibridge had a couple of good swings on his fastball. This time he pulls a string. Great location. That changeup comes in at 76 miles an hour. Right on the outside corner, down and away. Couldn't be any better.
So Furbush, 1 out, 1 on. This is one of the real accomplished hitters of his time, Paul Konerko.
Dave, as you look at this lineup, this is the name that jumps off the page. Paul Konerko hitting .314, 28 home runs and 86 RBIs, but against the Seattle Mariners, hitting .454 since the start of last year with 9 home runs.
Scary. Talked to Paul before the game. He got hit on his left knee by the Red Sox, Andrew Miller. And he's good for swinging a bat, but in terms of running straight ahead and going left, right to play first base, can't do it. Can't do it right now. Said he got him with a 94, 95 mile an hour fastball. Deep bone bruise, nerve aggravation. Said I feel it when I run and when I go side to side. It's a problem.
Certainly defensively when you're having to make those quick steps. But Azeguian just wants him standing right where he is right now, right in that batter's box.
1-0 pitch. That misses 2-0. Konerko, 4th in on-base percentage in the American League, 5th in slugging and in home runs, tied for 5th in RBIs, 6th in OPS, and 7th in average. Pretty good year. Stopped there by Ackley. Konerko recently in this week picked up career hit number 2,000.
So what do you think? He's got 15 years in right now. Maybe he plays another 4 or 5. You think he'll play 20?
I could see it.
At
Keeps
first
himself,
base, designated hitter.
Absolutely. By the way, congratulations to Jim Thome. Returned to Cleveland tonight. Ozzie was, as usual, entertaining before the game, but he said there's a lot of class by Thome to go back there after. Remember, he left under less than tasty circumstances, and there was a lot of hard feelings. Well, he goes back. Big ovation from the fans in that game. Pierre back. Oh, almost had him. Ackley dropped the ball.
And that was a pickoff with conviction right there from Furbush. The first one, it looked like he was very hesitant, but this time he turns around and throws a strike to Dustin Ackley. Ackley ends up losing the ball right there. Very close, but Pierre back in there.
(2-0) to Konerko. Big strike.
Again with Alex Rios hitting 4th for the Chicago White Sox. He's only hitting .212 on the season. You want to stay away from this guy. And it looks like that's exactly what Furbush is doing.
Sound strategy. No Carlos Quentin. He hurt his left shoulder diving for a ball, so he's out. Power hitting right fielder. (3-2).
Good fastball right here from Furbush. Good location out over the plate, just on that outside corner. Konerko just a little tad late right there. Right here though, 3-2. You still don't want to give in and give him something that he can handle. Look for a changeup, down and away.
3-2 pitch. Down and in, walked him.
Here's how the Mariners stack up defensively this evening. In the outfield, Robinson, Gutierrez, and Ichiro in right field. Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Carp around the infield, and Miguel Olivo behind the plate. And Charlie Furbush, the rookie left-hander, out on the mound.
So no Carlos Quentin for the White Sox, and that's a huge loss. 24 homers, 77 runs batted in. So here's Alex Rios, cleanup spot, 8 home runs, 31. There goes Pierre down to third. Throw by Olivo, not in time. Stolen base. Pierre is 22nd.
Juan Pierre takes off on that first offering to Alex Rios. Nice throw by Miguel Olivo, but he gets that left hand in there just in time before Seager applies the tag.
So to give you an idea how this inning's going, Val, 19 pitches by Furbush to 4 batters, 11 balls and 8 strikes. He's 1-0 here with a strike, 1-1.
With that stolen base, Juan Pierre is just now 1 behind Cesar Cedeno, who has 550 career stolen bases for 26 on the all-time list.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball hit the other way. Trouble down the line, fair ball. Pierre scores. Konerko will get to third, and Rios to second with an RBI double. 1-0 White Sox. Boy, you talk about a seeing eye blooper. RBI number 32 for Rios.
Swing by Alex Rios looks like it's an afterthought. He waits back, kind of double clutches. This ball hits right off of his fists. Lands very softly out there down the right field line. But Dave, as you mentioned, with all the pitches that he's throwing that are balls, they're up in the strike zone. When you do make a mistake and the pitch is up, a hitter has a chance to fight it off because it's elevated. If it's down, that ball ends up being hit on the ground.
Second and third, 1 out, 1 in. Here's Alexi Ramirez. Takes a strike. Ramirez at 261 this year, 13 homers and 53 runs batted in. He has struggled mightily his last 6 games, 4 for 23. Upstairs, swinging a miss, 0-2.
There has always been a free swinger. As you mentioned, he's hitting just 154. Sorry, 174 in his last 6 games.
Furbush ahead, but they're 2 on. 1 out. Do it again. White Sox 11-11. Here in the month of August. Recently beat Texas 2 out of 3, then went to Anaheim and lost 2 games there. They got Santana and Weaver back to back. Ooh. Yeah. 0-2 here to Ramirez. Breaking ball, left field, coming on Trayvon Robinson, not going to get it. Konerko scores. Stop sign for Rios. He's able to get back and into second with a double. Alexi Ramirez. Now they're going to call it a single and second on the throw.
Again, this breaking ball is elevated above the belt to Alexi Ramirez. Doesn't hit it hard, hits it right off the fist. But very similar to the one from Alex Rios, just lands very softly down the left field line. Enough for the White Sox to score their second run of the ball game. Those last 2 pitches that Furbush threw, both of them were consecutive breaking balls. But once you have 2 strikes on them and you're going to come back with that breaking ball, Miguel Olivo does a great job of blocking the ball. That's when you want him to throw the ball. I would tell guys, throw it on the plate. Make that ball bounce on the plate. I'll block it for you. But what that's going to do is help him to finish off that pitch. That last one just kind of rolled up there, and it gave Alexi Ramirez an opportunity to fight one off into the outfield.
There's young catcher Tyler Flowers. He's up here for A.J. Pierzynski, who's on the DL with a wrist injury. Strike one to Flowers, who's caught up for AAA Charlotte on July 10th. 261 hitter down there. 15 homers, 32 runs batted in 65 games. This is what he's done up here at the Bigs.
It's a nice way to get started.
Slow down to third. Rios will hold. Think the ball hit him. In fact, real sure it did on the right wrist.
It looked like as he was diving back, that ball must have hit him right on the back of the right hand. Quick snap throw from Miguel Olivo. Yeah, that ball hits right on the hand of Alex Rios. That'll teach him for taking that big lead. Great camera work.
How about the fact that he didn't run right up the line and cut down Olivo's throwing angle?
He did leave that nice wide pathway there. Normally that guy that's taking that lead off, when he comes back, he'll come back almost in fair territory, which from a catcher's perspective makes you want to have to throw that ball around him, and then that causes you to throw that ball down the left field line or out into the outfield.
Or just hold it. Yeah, that's tough. 1-1 to Flowers. Second and third. 2-0 White Sox. We're in the first.
That's actually a great point, Dave, because if you come up and you can't see the bag, you're not going to throw it. But if you come up and that base runner is still on the grass, I've got like a highway going right there towards third base.
Big difference. 2-1. Off speed pitch fouled back. But he's got to keep that one down. Sixth hitter to the plate here in the first inning. 2-2. Strike three called. 2 outs, both on strikeouts. One swinging, one looking.
Now take a look at the delivery from Furbush. Watch how he finishes off that pitch right there. He's got that good downward angle, downward tilt towards home plate. It's good to see him starting to find that release point. The first few hitters, he looked like he was starting to get underneath that ball, and it was riding up and away from the right-handed hitter.
Alejandro De Aza is the hitter. He's in right field with Carlos Quentin. Injured with his shoulder problem. De Aza, he too was at AAA Charlotte. Came up late in July. He's got pretty good numbers. Good start for him. Speed pitch fouled off. When I saw him during batting practice, wearing that number 30, looked like a little smaller version. Oh no, about the same size as Tim Raines.
With number 30 on him?
Yeah, I saw number 30. Wait, Tim Raines is back.
Ozzie certainly had the luxury of enjoying some good starts by the young players who are getting an opportunity because of injury. As you mentioned, Flowers has gotten off to a good start, as De Aza.
Ozzie in love with Seattle, said he loves coming here. Loves the boating, loves the weather, can't beat the weather, but he says Boston's his favorite town regarding baseball. How they deal with baseball and how they celebrate it there.
And I'm sure he shared that freely with you. You didn't even have to ask.
Loudly.
He's a character. I started playing against Ozzie again back in the minor leagues. He came up with the San Diego Padres as a shortstop before really finding a home in Chicago. With
35th pitch, chopped down to Riot. Throws out De Aza. White Sox get a couple RBIs by Rios and Ramirez. The Mariners in an early hole. Ichiro, Gutierrez, and Ackley start the digging out process when we come back. opening up this 3-game series with the White Sox, 4 with the Angels to follow. Let's take a look, Dave Valley, at the Mariner batting order.
For Eric Wedge in the leadoff spot is Ichiro, Gutierrez, Ackley, Carp, Olivos, Seager, who had that amazing series in Cleveland. William O'Pena, Brendan Ryan, and Trayvon Robinson rounding out the 9. On the mound for the Chicago White Sox is Jake Peavy. Peavy with a 5-6 record and a 5.06 ERA. He's had 15 starts in just 1 complete game.
Not the pitcher he used to be. He was a Cy Young Award winner with San Diego, a dominant pitcher, learning how to pitch all over again. And the latimus dorsi muscle come completely off. Ichiro flips one foul. Ichiro coming off an outstanding road trip. 12 for 32 with 5 runs, a homer, 3 RBIs, 3 walks. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going. Got his batting average up to 271, and he's now tied for 9th in hits with Cabrera of Detroit. Ramirez just gets it. 1 out.
Ichiro just hits his ball just a little bit too hard as Alexi Ramirez gets it on that second hop, gets off a strong throw to get him by a half a step. Defensively for the White Sox, Juan Pierre, Alex Rios, and Alejandro Diaz in the outfield. Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Lillibridge over at first base. Behind the plate, Tyler Flowers. And the veteran right-hander Jake Peavy on the mound.
Here's Gutierrez, takes a strike. See the Mariners have some success against Peavy. Peavy's 4-1 in 6 starts with a 1.99 ERA against the Mariners.
He's a competitor. That's his signature pitch right there, that nice tight slider. Maybe doesn't have the velocity that he had prior to injuring that right arm. It's always interesting to watch guys when they come back from a serious arm injury, how they can figure it out.
Right through the box. Oh, man. Almost took his cap off. Base hit for Gutierrez. He had 7 hits on the road trip. That ball was smoked.
Dave, I don't know how he got low enough for that ball not to hit him. This is a fastball that comes back harder than it's thrown. Wow. Those are the ones that'll give you nightmares.
Man.
Peavy going to full protection mode right there.
Amen. We were talking earlier before the game with Rob Nodon. He was reminding us about the little leaguer got hit right on the brim. There's Ackley. Dustin Ackley, 288, 5 homers, 28 runs batted in. Imagine, I don't know if you saw that. You got to look at that. The kid, Little League World Series, a comebacker just like that, hit him on the brim, the bill of the cap, and it was an accordion job. Thank goodness he didn't get hurt.
Absolutely. I mean, what are the odds of it hitting the cap that square? Right. And that cap actually protecting him.
Yeah. Justin Smokey knows about getting hit up around the face area. Took BP today, took some fielding practice. Said the biggest thing about getting his nose broken is when we're flying, the first couple of minutes taking off, and the first couple of minutes as you're coming down landing, you know, the whole how the cabin pressurizes.
Yes.
He said that's the worst part of it, and that's what's given him the most problem since he got injured. So other than that, everything's okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's just chomping at the bit to get back out on the field.
2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0 to Ackley.
Especially when he sees all the guys that he came up with, like Dustin Ackley,
Carp,
Seager, all these guys starting to carve out their own place in this lineup.
There's a strike, 3-1.
But certainly none have been as impressive as Dustin Ackley. From day one, he joined this ball club. Just carries himself like a pro.
10-year veteran. And he earns a walk.
But in a good sense.
Oh,
a 10-year veteran. There's 2 different schools of thought on that one.
You know what? You're right on the money. Thank you. That's well said. I was meaning, of course, in the positive sense, but I totally get your drift. Well, here's Mike Carp. 5 for 30 on a road trip. First time you've seen Jake Peavy. 20 RBIs in a month of August.
He hit only 167, but that one home run that he hit went a long way in Cleveland.
Beauty. That was a beauty. 2-0 White Sox. Ball 1 to Mike. He started out his career with the San Diego Padres with that big club in 02 until 09 when he was traded to the White Sox. One to Carp.
Mike Carp had a great month of August. Still has a few days left in it, but hitting .315 with 5 home runs and 20 RBIs.
There's a strike. Peavy, 2007 National League Cy Young Award winner. 19-7, 2.54 ERA with 240 strikeouts with the Padres. Off-speed pitch hit up the middle. Ramirez shuffles to Beckham. Get it over to Lillibridge for the double play. That'll do it for the Mariners. They threaten, they don't score. To the second we go. 2-0 White Sox. Here to Seattle, and tomorrow one of the most requested items of the year is going to be given away for free right before the Mariners and White Sox play game 2, the Larry Bernandez bobblehead night. It's thanks to Root Sports, your chance to take home the legendary Larry Bernandez. You can get your tickets by going to mariners.com/tickets. Dave Sims, Dave Valley. Walter Jones, the great, maybe the greatest Seahawk of them all. I think number 71 retired after the 09 season. He's another one of those guys, Val. That 5-year wait, mandatory wait for the Hall of Fame needs to be waived for guys like him. Great offensive tackle. Brent Morrell, Gordon Beckham, and Juan Pierre. 8-9-1 here against Charlie Furbush. High pitch count for Charlie in the first inning. 2 runs on 3 hits and stranded 2. Ball fouled off.
Much better location on that breaking ball right there from Furbush. Oftentimes for a pitcher, it's just a matter of staying back a little bit before you make your move towards home.
Sliced into right center field. Here comes Ichiro. He's there for the first out. Nice little bounce in his step tonight. Gordon Beckham will stand in.
sometimes those days off in August can do that for you.
You remember back to many of those good days, right? Where you sit back and take a deep breath and go.
Well, you know, after watching the game on Wednesday as the Mariners beat the Indians in that 12 o'clock start.
That's right. You were in early. 9 o'clock Pacific, right?
Nothing quite like getting that getaway day win
it's the best.
In the afternoon, and you know you have the entire day at home tomorrow.
Can't beat it. 1-1 to Gordon Beckham. How about this distinction for young Mr. Beckham, attempting to become the first Sox second baseman since Nellie Fox in 1963 to lead the American League in fielding percentage. The great Nellie Fox, bottle bat, choking up about a fistful of choke up on the bat, right? Big wad of tobacco in his jaw. I used to get that baseball card every year.
Nellie Fox, one of Rick Rizz's favorite White Sox.
Absolutely. Popped up in the infield. Here's Levo making the play, 2 down.
I was talking to Miguel before the ball game and asked him how he felt after that day off. I said, strong like bull, fast like cheetah. He went, sometimes.
Yeah, right.
This is a tough time of the year for a catcher. Miguel has been really carrying the entire load behind the dish.
Talked to him the other day. He said he'd been hit. What was it, going into that game, the getaway day game? He'd been hit 110 times, and then before, as soon as I said that, he got 11 to 12. I mean, he's been getting squared up like you can't believe. Breaking ball for strike. Pierre single to left, reached second on a pass ball, stole third, and scored on a base hit by Alex Rios. The double that he produced. Paul Nowert say no. 2-1. Chopper, going to be tough play. Pierre can fly. Ackley throws. Dug out by Carp. Yes, sir. Nice play. Well done by Dustin Ackley and Mike Carp to get the speedy Juan Pierre. Stayed with it. Had faith. Didn't give up and threw him out. 2-0 Sox. Here at Safeco Field, Dave Sims, Dave Valley with Jake Peavy on the mound against the Mariners. Here's Miguel Oliva to lead it off. First pitch swinging, drives one, deep center field, going back Rios. He's running out of room. It's gone. First pitch, bomb by Miguel Oliva. His 16th home run and RBI number 53. Leads in both categories for the Mariners, and the Mariners on the board, trailing 2-1.
Well, he may not be fast like Cheetah tonight, but he's definitely strong like Bull. That ball was driven to straightaway center field. I tell you, Miguel likes to swing at that first pitch, and Peavy gave him a good one. Middle in, about belt high, and Miguel puts a charge into this one.
That is a serious poke. 411 feet straight away in this ballpark. There's Kyle Seager. Peavy was touched up for multiple home runs in his last start. He's got a lead of 4 over Smoke, who was leading for a good part of the season.
I think that's exactly what the Mariners were hoping that Miguel would bring to this. Some veteran leadership behind the plate, but also the ability to drive the ball out of the ballpark. And he has not been a disappointment at all in either of those categories.
Rios has this one under control. It's off the bat of Seager. 1 out. Check out our steal cut above the rest. How about the play that Ackley makes to end the top of the second inning?
This is not an easy play right here. As he's running, his momentum's taking him towards the third baseline. He has to throw across his body. And he gets a little help from his friend right here as Mike Karp digs that one out. Nice play by Dustin Ackley. I think he's just getting, seems like he's getting better every day defensively. He's getting more comfortable out there.
There's Willie Mo Pena battling a sore right hand, but that didn't keep him from hitting one about 425 feet down in Tampa, and another one in Cleveland. Talking to Ian Miguel Olivo, Willie Mo said he really likes it here in Seattle. Olivo was saying, hey, give this guy 300 at bats. He said he's something else. I told, ooh, the umpire got tuned up badly there. Paul Nauert, right shoulder. I told Miguel, I said, Miguel, you're strong. I mean, really strong. And he pointed to Tony, to Willie Mo. Says, no, I'm strong. That's really strong over there. That is, he said, give him 300 at bats and see what he can do.
Well, we've seen that raw power that he has. As you mentioned, that ball that he hit out to straightaway center field in Cleveland. He'll tell you he hit off the end of the bat.
We had him in a postgame show. You didn't get all that. No, I hit off the middle of the bat. Get out of here. Strikes him out here on 3 pitches. 2 outs. First strikeout for Peavy.
Here's a look at that tight slider that has made Peavy so tough on right-handers. He gets Willie Mo Pena out on that front foot, and that ball just dives and darts away.
Two outs. It's Brendan Ryan. Two to Ryan.
I think Peavy might have got a little help from the umpire right there from Brendan Ryan. Wasn't real happy with that call either.
Strike him out on 3 pitches. Mariners do get a run. First pitch swinging home run from Miguel Olivo, his 16th. And Olivo having an outstanding year. He hit 14 last year with Colorado, so he's on a good pace for a hot finish. Sox in town for the second time. Let's take a look at tonight's fan polls, brought to you by AT&T. Which team will win the American League Central? Will the Tigers hold off the White Sox and the Indians? The Indians, by the way, earlier tonight, Jim Thome rousing ovation in his return to Cleveland. First pitch popped up out of play by Brett Lillibridge. I think Detroit's going to hold on, to be honest with you. You know who? And one reason, Doug Fister, the former Mariners, getting great run support. And I think I heard he was, what, 3-1 since the trade.
They got some other guy named Verlander. It's not too
too
bad either. I agree with you. I think they're going to be able to hold off. I think the White Sox and Indians are going to try to make a run, but I just don't think they're going to have enough to surpass the Tigers when all is said and done.
If this White Sox team was completely healthy with Quentin back in the lineup, Konerko at full strength,
Brzezinski behind the plate,
like the chances. Great looking curveball there by Furbush against Lillibridge. And the fans, they're going with the Tigers. Oz again, he said, hey, we got to stay close.
And you got to stay healthy. You start getting down into that September pennant run, you've got to have your horses.
And how about this? You got a kid here who's been versatile as all heck, but now you're talking about the tension, the pressure of a pennant race. You got a guy, first base is a foreign territory to him, right?
Yeah, and he's good and he is versatile, and it's important to have guys like that on your team, but he's not an everyday first baseman.
Got him on the inside corner. Charlie Furbush working inside. That's his third strikeout. One down here in the third.
Charlie's starting to get that command back here. We saw it last inning, and here he starts off with a fastball inside. Brent Lillibridge not happy, and Tracker kind of agrees with him right there. We saw Brendan Ryan get a pitch called for a strike a little bit off the plate.
Lillibridge has struck out swinging and looking. Now here's Konerko. Walked and scored in the first. Furbush 35 pitches in the first inning. 12 in the second. This guy's a model of consistency.
He's one of those guys that he kind of reminds me of Garrett Anderson in the fact that he kind of flies under the radar.
He's a valuable
and then you look
guy.
at his numbers and you go, oh my goodness,
yep,
this guy's put together some kind of career. Closing in on 400 home runs. Just recently got his 2,000th hit.
Rio's so on deck. 3-0 to Konerko. 4-pitch walk. Twice they wanted nothing to do with him. Second walk of the game.
Well, Konerko's smart enough to know that he's not going to be pitched to unless he has to be. So he can really pick out his spot in the strike zone and not chase pitches.
Rios a bloop double to right.
Miguel heading out there after that first pitch. My guess is he saw something in that delivery that they've talked about. He wants to go out there and try to get it taken care of right after the initial time that he sees it. It looked like Charlie starts to drop his arm a little bit. That's what's causing that pitch to ride up high in the strike zone.
Those are the kind of things you were looking for, right, when you were catching?
Absolutely. You know, and every guy has a tendency. So once you start catching a guy a number of times, see, like right there, he had that good downward angle. He was able to get that ball down in the strike zone. But once you catch a guy a number of times, you start to see those little idiosyncrasies that each guy has.
When he's right and when he's wrong.
Exactly. And as soon as you see it, the worst thing you could do is let it ride a pitch or two, because all it takes is one swing of the bat to be the difference in the ball game, and that might be in the first inning, the third inning. Doesn't always have to be late in the ball game.
We've seen that time and time again. You can win or lose a game in first, second, third inning, any inning. Doesn't have to be a game winner in the ninth. Speaking of which, Yankees were down 7-1 yesterday. About 3 grand slams. Is that amazing? And then they come back today at Baltimore and get hammered 12-5.
What a great game, huh? That was shocking, though. I believe they were down 7-1. And in the course of an inning and a half, they were up 10-7.
Oakland got pounded, so what do? They go to Boston and win 15-5 tonight.
They had to take it out on somebody.
You know it. Well hit off the glove of Ryan into left center field for a base hit. Konerko made sure that it got through.
Looked like Brendan Ryan got a little piece of leather on that. We'll have a better look right here. This is just a missile.
Yep,
just barely got the top of that thumb, it looked like. The ball is driven through the infield.
Couldn't believe it wasn't in his glove. 1 out, 2 on. Alexei Ramirez. You get a base hit to left for an RBI. Strike 1. Charlie Furbush coming over from Detroit at the trade deadline. 0-1. Look out. Applauding the nice catch up in the stands, but meanwhile the photographers were scrambling down below.
You guys stay safe down there. It's a helpless feeling for those folks.
Yeah, gonna get an ice pack down there.
He's saying he's all right. He's a gamer.
0-2 to Ramirez.
Yeah, the camera guys, you know, they want to get the good picture, so they don't have that netting in front of that little dugout over there. And obviously they're focusing on taking that picture, and they can't really track those foul balls.
Guess what? They get on you in a heartbeat. Off-speed pitch. Seager. They get the out at second. So Rios is retired. With the second out. Fielder's choice. Konerko to third, and reaching is Ramirez.
Another high breaking pitch right here. Ramirez rips it to Kyle Seager. Looks like he's got it and has a good chance for 2, but can't come up with it cleanly, but stays with it and gets the out over at second base.
2 out runners at the corners for Tyler Flowers. He took a called third strike his first time up on a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Nice snap to it. Strike 1. White Sox got 2 in the first. RBIs by Rios and Ramirez. Mariners get a leadoff home run by Olivo in the second inning. One. Did not go, says Doug Eddings. Nice Friday night crowd on hand here. See the Mariners back in town. White Sox tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then 4 games with the Angels starting Monday. That one popped up. Huge series this weekend in Texas, and right now top of the 8th inning. It's Texas 11-5 over the Angels. It was 11-0 at one point. How about what Boston did? They bombarded Texas in Texas the last few nights. Slow breaking ball misses outside. 2-2.
Yeah, Adrian Gonzalez hit 5 home runs in that series. Ooh. Throw a little salt in the wound for Those of you who don't know, he was a #1 pick by the Texas Rangers before they traded him away.
2-2 pitch. Off speed, popped up. Short left field. Back goes Ryan. That'll do it for the Sox in the third. It's 2-1 Chicago. And coming up, Trayvon Robinson, Ichiro, and Gutierrez here at Safeco Field.
CenturyLink. Quest is now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting CMA and Grammy winner Vince Gill, October 16th. For tickets, go to EmeraldQueen.com. Back to Dave. And Dave.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Good to be back here in Seattle. Bottom of the third inning, a 2-1 White Sox lead. Trayvon Robinson, the hitter. He'll lead it off here for the Mariners. Best wishes to everybody back in the Northeast. East Coast with that Hurricane Irene barreling up into the middle Atlantic states, starting down in the Carolinas. Watching back in the East. Hope you're safe and sound, you and yours. That one got a piece of the umpire again. Paul Nauer. Trayvon Robinson coming off an outstanding series in Cleveland, as did Franklin Gutierrez and Kyle Seager. Gaudy numbers.
What was so impressive about Trayvon back in Cleveland was where his hits were. He's got very surprising power to left field, left center. But he had a big at-bat against the closer. Drove the ball down the right field line, couple of the RBIs.
2-2.
Those are the type of at-bats that kind of solidify your faith in yourself that you can play in the big leagues. I think that's one of the toughest things for young players. They get here, there's a lot of emotion attached to it.
Fouls this one off. That was in Tuesday's game, 7-5. He got a 2-run double to right field against Chris Perez. Very impressive.
And for a young player, you kind of come to that crossroads where you either start to believe that you can play here and be successful, or you start moving the opposite way. And it's at bats like that that just kind of keep adding that confidence.
It's worked the full count. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Fouled off. Nice little run by Trayvon since August 10th. He's got 8 doubles. Hit well on the road at 282.
Really like his approach at the plate. He keeps his hands inside the baseball.
3-2. Takes a call, third strike. He's taking a lot of called third strikes. It's 3 strikeouts in a row by Peavy.
I want to see where this one was. Well, I think Trayvon was right on that one. Becker shows this pitch is down and away. Ball's received well by Flowers right there. That pitch certainly down and off of the plate. But as a rookie, can't say too much.
Ichiro slaps one in the left center field for a base hit. It's hit number 147. Our fan pulse, let's get the final results. Survey says it's here at 51 and saw them in the elevator today. Here's what the fans had to say. Who's going to win the American League Central in your opinion? Landslide for the Detroit Tigers.
Ozzie might have something different to say about that. Ozzie being the manager of the White Sox.
Sure will. Gutierrez smoked one right over the head of Jake Peavy in his first at bat for a base hit.
Always animated in the dugout, high energy manager.
You will know where he stands on things if you ask him a question.
The first time the Chicago White Sox came into Seattle to play their first set, Rick Riz and I went in to say hi to Ozzie and talked, and you know, the conversation kind of came around to Venezuela, which is where Ozzie's from, and I'm telling you, he went on for 25 minutes about the state of the political affairs in Venezuela, and I mean, it was pretty interesting.
His thoughts on Hugo Chavez is what? Is he thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. He was funny today. He says, you know, talking about how he loves Seattle. Ichiro holds, swung on and missed. He said the only thing, you know, because of where it's located, he says his friends are calling from Venezuela at 6:30 in the morning here. So what are you doing? Have you checked? That was the shortened version of what he had to say. He was hilarious before the game.
And I think if you talk to any visiting player, Seattle is going to be in the top 2
no question.
cities that they enjoy coming and playing at.
Full count to Goody. Mariners run coming on to Miguel Olivo. Miguel Olivo leadoff homer in the second. White Sox scored twice. First inning, Alex Rios RBI double, followed by Ramirez with an RBI single. Ichiro goes. Pitch is low, ball 4. Peavy's second walk. Mariners in business. 1 out, first and second. We've seen Dustin Ackley show some extraordinary power here at this ballpark straight away. A couple of his home runs. He's got 5 on the season. A couple of them straight away center field here. Safeco Field. Takes a strike. Walked his first time up.
As you look at all the young hitters that the Mariners have called up in the last month and a half, Ackley and Seager, Mike Cart,
Robinson.
Popped up, playable.
Beckham's got it. Infield fly in effect. Makes the catch. 2 down.
All of those guys have a very similar approach to hitting. They stay inside the ball. They try to hit the ball foul line to foul line. I think that's what's given them that early success that we've been watching.
See if Cart can come up with the always valuable 2-out RBI. Bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up. Second time he's facing Peavy. has been duly noted how aggressive Carp has been, and this is 4th time up with the ball club, 2nd time this year. It's really paying off.
As one of the baseball greats, Frank Howard, always used to say, the bat is not dangerous unless it's moving.
You're here. Inside and missed 1-1. From Jake Peavy outside. Peavy, 30 years old, out of Mobile, Alabama. 15th round pick of the Padres, June '99. That's the hometown of Henry Aaron, Willie McCovey, Billy Williams. Willie Mays is from the state of Alabama. Kid growing up in Queens, you get to see sweet swinging Billy Williams.
I remember the Cubs coming in town. Ron Santo, Billy Williams. I've had the pleasure of meeting Billy Williams a number of times.
Lovely guy.
What a gentleman. Class act.
Hall of Famer. He could hit. 2-2. Just outside. Joe Morgan has a new radio show. I liked his initial guest list. Willie Mays, Sandy Koufax, Deion Sanders, and Carlton Fisk. Okay.
He's got that good Rolodex.
Get all the Hall of Famers in there. 3-2. Slice foul. Joe, the Hall of Famer, longtime Sunday night voice with John Miller on ESPN. And he's got a new radio show, Sports USA. Good write-up on Joe. And USA Today. What an impression. You know, Sandy Koufax does no interviews. He's going to have Sandy Koufax in the show. How cool is that? That's a good peer group. 3-2 to Carp. Runners go. Taking for ball 4. Bases are loaded from Miguel Olivo, who's already homered once.
Well, we'll see how Jake Peavy chooses to go after Miguel Olivo in that first at-bat. First pitch, fastball, middle in, belt high. No doubt about it. Straight away center field as he puts the Mariners up on the board for the first run of the ball game.
Chance to do some damage here with 2 outs, bases loaded. Hang back with a fastball.
Interesting.
And Miguel sitting on number 2, got number 1. There's a little hook action for you. 0-2.
This is that slider from Peavy. Takes a little bit extra off. Causes Miguel to get out on that front foot just a hair and just enough to swing and miss.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 to Olivo. Got him. 3 pitches. Inning over. Mariners leave him loaded. 4th inning coming up, 2-1 White Sox.
If you didn't know this was coming out at Snoqualmie today, you might have scared the life out of you on the same day that the FAA clears the way for the first Boeing 787 flight. Whew, how about that one? Round one of the Classic got underway. Russ Cochran starts his strong finish on the 14th hole, birdieing for the last 5 to take a one-shot lead on Jeff Sluman into the second round. Back upstairs to Dave and Dave.
Boy, there's some great names out at the Boeing. Good to have the boys here in the great state of Washington. Got a 2-1 White Sox lead. Mariners just left them loaded. A strikeout of Miguel Olivo on 3 pitches. Boy, it's an interesting turn of events there. First pitch that he sees, he homers, and then you could see Peavy turn it up in that at bat.
He certainly did not give in to Miguel.
Breaking ball to Diaza, who's leading off here in the 4th. Diaza, Brent Morrill, and Gordon Beckham. 7, 8, 9 in the order for the White Sox. Towards the line, running out of room is Robinson. No play. Diaz grounded out the shortstop against Charlie Furbush. First inning, White Sox sent 7 men to the plate, 2 runs on 3 hits, and they left 2. It's a bunt with them. It's fair, and he's out. And a room service package right there for him.
It is an art of bunting. Not an easy thing to do, to be good at.
Ideally, he wants to go second baseman, right?
Yeah, you want to be able to force that ball, draw the second baseman in, and also get the first baseman thinking that he's going to have to get over there. So then it becomes a foot race between you and the pitcher.
Brent Morrill lined out, flat out to right.
At least that's how they want to draw it up on the chalkboard, you know.
As a catcher, how many push bunts did you try?
I don't think I ever tried one.
You got your sacrifice.
I had a couple of swinging push bunts over there.
Breaking ball for strike 2. We played against some guys who could get it done bunting wise, right? Ricky Henderson, right? He didn't get a lot
Butler.
of it. Right.
May have been the best I've ever seen.
Early on his career with Cleveland.
With
right?
Cleveland, then he moved on over to Atlanta. But
Dodgers,
boy,
right?
it looked like he would just literally wait till he bunted it to see if it was fair, and then he would take off. And I asked him about it. He said, Dave, if I bunt it where I want to, they're not going to throw me out. But most of the time, he said, guys will try to bunt as they're running, and then they're not placing it properly. Those are 2 good bunters right there. Ozzie Guillen and Joey Cora, the former Mariner.
By the time you came up, Rod Carew, was he finished, or was he?
He was still playing. Still had the pleasure of playing against him with the California Angels at the time.
At that stage, he wasn't doing that many bunts. He did a lot when he was with Minnesota when he started out.
He was just kind of slapping the ball. In fact, I remember Rod telling me a story when he was a rookie with the Minnesota Twins. They were playing against the St. Louis Cardinals in spring training. First time he ever faces Bob Gibson. He's leading off. First pitch of the game, he tries to bunt.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
And he fouls it off.
Where'd the next one go?
You know, he said he bunted it and just put his head down. They called foul ball. He came trotting back. He said he got about 10 feet from home plate, and he looked up, and Bob Gibson was standing on the dirt looking at him and said, son, don't ever bunt on me again. So Gibson gets back to the mound, and the next pitch, just to make sure that Rod understood what he said, drilled him right in the ribs.
It's a preseason game, everybody. Exhibition.
Just in case you didn't hear what I said, let me make you remember it by the pain I'm going to inflict.
Strike 3 call. Charlie Furbush with his 4th strikeout. 2 down here in the 4th inning for as low as $14 per person. Families or groups of 4 to 12 can get a ticket to the next Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package Night. It's coming up Wednesday with the Angels in town. A specially priced ticket's going to get you a seat to the game, a hot dog, and a Pepsi. Good deal. And you know your family and friends will enjoy it. Get your tickets, Mariners.com/specials. When we were in St. Louis last year, between Mike Shannon and Mike Claiborne. We had 45 minutes of Bob Gibson stories, and we were rolling. Especially since we weren't getting baseballs in our ribs.
Yeah, they definitely broke the mold.
1-1. Bender, like Shannon, who's like the unofficial mayor of St. Louis. He's got a post-game show. He and Mike Claiborne, a good buddy. They do a great job. Fabulous post-game show. You come over at the restaurant, the steak joint, sit down and talk baseball. Can't beat it.
Take good care of you.
You know it. Ryan charges. Quick release. Well done to get Beckham. A 1-2-3-4 for the Mariners. Charlie Furbush settling down. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning. None since. 2-1 White Sox. Being brought to you by AT&T. By Money Tree. Looking for a loan with more time to repay? Apply for a Money Tree payday loan online at moneytreeinc.com. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new jumbo breakfast platter for just $2.99 plus tax at Jack in the Box. Dave Sims and Dave Valley with you here at Safeco Field. Mariners back in town. Trailing 2-1 to Jake Peavy as Kyle Seager fouls one off. Peavy. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, giving up a home run to Olivo. Big strikeout of Olivo to end the third and left the bases loaded. Always a good conversation with Don Cooper, the pitching coach for the White Sox, talking about his starter here tonight. 1-1. Slicing drive, left center field. Nobody's gonna glove this one. No, sir. Off the glove of Pierre. Gave it a heck of a try. A leadoff double for Kyle Seager. His 6th double since being called back. 6th double on the season. Drove that a long way.
Well, Juan Pierre had to go a long way just to get a little bit of leather on this ball that was driven off the bat of Kyle Seager. Seager, who had 3 doubles back on Wednesday in the 4-for-4 effort, gets another double here this evening.
See what the approach is against Willie Mo Pena. Struck out on 3 pitches. First time up.
Juan Pierre going deep into left center field. It looked like had that glove been turned just a little bit more, he might have had a chance to snare that.
1-0 to Willie Mo Pena. Willie got a breaking ball down in Tampa. He sat on the breaking ball. I think it was the 3rd time up against James Shields. let's get out the tape measure specials. 2-0.
Maybe took a lot off of that last pitch. A changeup down and in. Oftentimes you don't see right-handers throw right-handers changeups. The reason is when you do make a mistake, it's typically on the inside part of the plate where they can get to it.
3-1 to Willie Moe. On deck, Brendan Ryan. John Cooper, the pitching coach for the White Sox, as Peavy's learning to pitch all over again. Comes in today with an extra day of rest. 3-1. 3-2. Full count to Willie Moe Pena. Well, you were a catcher for a long time. What do you think Peavy comes back with?
I think he's going to come back to that bread and butter pitch, that slider. Down and away. It's been very effective, and he's been thrown with 2 strikes.
Down and in with a lot of movement, and Willie Moe K's for the second time. That's strikeout number 5. 1 out, 1 on here in the 4th. Coming up on Monday, Angels will be here in town at Safeco Field. The Mariners and Senyo, they're going to celebrate Japanese baseball night at Salute to Japan night. Our first 15,000 fans receive a Mariners rally towel. It's courtesy of Senyo. Get your tickets at Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. Here's Ryan trying to pick up the tying run here. Swing and a miss. Five strikeouts, 3 walks for Peavy. 2 times an All-Star in the National League.
Brendan Ryan still not 100% coming off that injured shoulder. It was interesting, his comment though. He said, hey, I saw Scott Rowland play an entire year with what looked like a broken with a broken shoulder, and if he can do it, I can do it.
Through the whole base hit. Seager held to make sure. As Pierre gets it back, Ramirez could not get to it. So now first and third for the Mariners with 1 out, and it'll bring up Trayvon Robinson. But first, let's check in with Angie Mente.
Guys, you know, they have the Kings Court here at Safeco Field. It turns out up in Everett they have something similar. It's Campos Court. It's with Jose Campos, or should I say for him, for the Mariners farmhand. And we honor Campos in tonight's Banner Bank Building to the Future. As part of his last home start, fans in Campos Court received a case sign at which they put to good use. He struck out 12 last night in his 8 innings of work. He did lose, but Campos lowered his ERA at Everett Memorial Stadium to a minuscule .78, Dave.
Good numbers. Good story. Thank you, Angie. Want to know to Trayvon Robinson. Called out on strikes his first time up.
It's great to see that enthusiasm for Campos down there in A-ball.
I like it.
Short season A up there in Everett.
Ryan back safely. Trayvon led off the third, took a called third strike. Might be enough to dunk in. Rios can't get it. Got a tie ball game as Trayvon Robinson delivers. It's 2-2 here in the 4th. Robinson's 8th RBI.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about Charlie Furbush when some of those little blue hits off the bat. Because the ball is elevated, you have the ability to fight it off. Trayvon Robinson, that good approach. Hands stay inside the baseball. Now, he doesn't square it up on the barrel, but because it's elevated, he can fight it off out into the shallow outfield. Good enough for a base hit and an RBI.
So now 2 on for Ichiro. Robinson at first. Ryan at second. 1 out. Ichiro tonight a ground out to short and a base hit to left. Hit number 147 for Ichiro. This is game number 130. This is relentless pursuit of another 200 hit season. It would be 11 consecutive if he stays hot for these next 31 games after tonight. One pitch off the fist. Ramirez, Beckham. They won't get the double play, and Mariners will have first and third. So retired at second is Robinson. 2 outs. Chance for Goody with runners at the corners. See if the Mariners can jump on the lead here.
Mentioned it earlier, but Franklin Gutierrez's bat's starting to come alive. Starting to see him drive that baseball. The batting average up to 225 right now, 18 RBIs.
Ball 1. Slipping breaking ball. 1-1.
You had mentioned, guys, that pitchers have to reinvent themselves after a major injury. Whenever that subject comes up, I always think of a left-handed by the name of Frank Tanana.
Sure. Flamethrower when he came up.
Throwing upper 90s, him and Nolan Ryan. What a 1-2 punch that was. Ended up blowing out his arm, came back, and ended up remaking himself into, I guess you could compare him to like a Jamie Moyer type pitcher.
We saw him at the beginning of the month 3 weekends ago in Anaheim throw out the first pitch in one of the ball games. Nolan Ryan, heck of a tandem. Both of them mid-90s there for a while. Ichiro takes off. 1-1 pitch. No throw. Ichiro in with a stolen base. It's his 33rd. Started the night tied for 5th in stolen bases. Elvis Andrus of Texas.
Peavy not paying much attention to Ichiro. Big high leg kick. No chance for Flowers to even get off a throw to nail him at second base.
2 for the price of 1 for Goody right now with a 1-2 count. 2 on 2 out.
I think Goody'd like to have that pitch back right there. Hanging slider up out over the plate. See right there, the EQC tracer.
One-two pitch. Cracked him off. Tried to work that inside corner. 2-2. Down low. Gutierrez has worked a full count. There's the pitch count by inning for Peavy. Signed a letter of intent to play at Auburn University. Went pro baseball instead.
I think he made the right choice.
Yes, he did. Payoff to Gutierrez. Broken bat. Down to Morel. Throws across. That'll do it. Mariners leave 2 on here. That's 5 in the last 2 innings. They do tie the score on a Robinson RBI. Got a 2-2 ball game into 4. Why not? Speaking of youngins, Eric Wedge pretty impressed with what his have done over the last few days.
Well, I think that you're seeing them develop confidence, right in front of us. And, and they're battling through some things that they need to battle through, whether it be on the base paths or offensively or defensively. I think they're starting to work off of each other, feed off each other a little bit. And our veterans, they've done a good job. Even some of the guys that maybe haven't had the years they wanted to have or aren't even in the lineup right now, they've done a good job in the clubhouse, in the dugout, on the plane, whatever they need to do to, maybe knock them down a little bit, which has to happen. So.
Always got to have the veterans giving them the business, right?
You notice he didn't say anything about helping the guys out or building them up. It was knocking them down.
Good looking attempt here for a bunt by Pierre, and he's got it.
Well done by Juan Pierre. Pierre, who leads the American League in infield hits. This is a perfectly placed bunt. The only one who has a chance at this is the left-handed pitcher, which makes it even that much more difficult for Charlie Furbridge to pick this up and get a throw off. If you're right-handed, you can kind of scoop it, but Charlie's got to reach across his body.
Saw Felix do that the other day and do a little face plant into, thankfully, the soft grass in Cleveland. Had that been artificial turf, that could have been unbelievably ugly.
That really looked like it hurt. His head just kind of snapped down, had a little bit of whiplash. You and I were joking with Rob Nodine about how much TV airtime he got on that last road trip.
Emmy Award winning assistant trainer Rob Nodine. Way to go, Rob. Pierre has one stolen base. He stole third in the first inning. Scored on the Rios RBI double, which Ramirez followed with an RBI single to left. Everett's own Brett Lillibridge struck out swinging and looking.
Pierre with a healthy lead over there at first.
Give you an idea what kind of year it is for the White Sox. He's not in the top 10 in stolen bases.
Looks like Miguel's going over a couple of signs right here. Could even be pitch out sign.
Think maybe he missed one. Be ready for one.
Very possibly, because if you do call a pitch out, you don't want him to step off or throw over. We're giving him up. We want him. We think he's going. Let's let him go, and then we can try to get him with the pitch out.
1-1. White Sox at 11-11 in the month of August. Texas 2 out of 3. It was at home and then go to Anaheim and losing a 2-game series. That's from whence they came. Well hit, deep left field, and way out of here. Boy, he crushed that one. Brett Lillibridge out of Everett, Washington, 2-run homer, 4-2 Sox, 29th home run. 87th and 88th RBIs. That kid is having a year.
Brent Lillibridge, very versatile player for Ozzie Guillen this season. Boy, he just jumps on this high fastball up out over the plate. It's his 12th home run of the season for the former UW standout. That ball hit off the back wall of the Mariners.
419. Here's Konerko.
Lillibridge, who's played the outfield, almost all the infield positions. You got to like it if you're Ozzie Guillen and somebody does go down and you can hand the bat to him as Tom Wilhelmsen gets loose down in the Mariner bullpen.
Long home run. Outside. to Konerko. Furbush has wanted nothing to do with him in his first 2 appearances. 3-2 pitch, he walked him. A 3-0 pitch, he walked him. And it's 3-0 here. Back with a fastball. You mentioned since the start of 2010. 13-3. It's the White Sox record against the Mariners. Last April, a couple of 3 heartbreaking losses all in the last inning. This one charged up as well. Driving Goody deep to center field, going back, reaching up, makes the catch. And Konerko hit one 404, stayed in the yard.
Everybody kind of held their breath right here as that ball got closer to the wall. Franklin Gutierrez able to settle underneath it. The ball probably would have hit about halfway up. But anytime a ball struck off the bat of Konerko, who has 9 home runs against the Mariners just in the last 2 seasons.
Off the glove of Olivo. 1 out, 2 in.
We're talking about Brent Lillibridge. That was his 12th home run of the season.
Here's a drive to left. That'll stay in the yard. Coming in foul territory. Robinson reaches in. Looks like he got it. Wait for the third base umpire. Denley. He did. Nice job by Trayvon Robinson. He's fearless going into crowds. Saw him do that. Take a home run against away from Torrey Hunter.
Yeah, this is a little tricky right here because this is right where the stands kind of jut out. So he wasn't quite sure where they were. You can see him very carefully getting over there. He had another extra step, but at the last moment was able to reach out and snatch it. Got a little help from the fans right there, getting lifted back up.
He'll learn to get a count of steps, knowing as he gets closer to that portion where it juts out. That's dangerous.
It takes a while because you have to understand exactly where that area is out there. Oftentimes, if it's a shallow fly ball, it's not hit that high in the air, so you don't have a lot of time to take a look to see where it's at and then pick up that ball. He never took his eyes off of that fly ball before catching it.
Watch his eyes.
Yeah, they never veer off of the baseball. You see right there, he had about another 2 feet. I like that piece right there. Maybe we can take another look at that. I want to see that young fan giving him a little high five out there.
That was great.
There's a young, and he has a White Sox jersey on.
Off the fist, charging is Seager. Throws out Ramirez. So Lillibridge with a 2-run homer puts the Sox back on top. 4-2 as Trayvon Robinson, another stellar defensive play here at Safeco Field.
Neck and neck in the AL West. David Murphy with the bases loaded in the 5th inning cranks one just inside the pole in right field, putting Texas up 7-0 and chasing Dan Haren from the game. It's a final 11-7 in our Sterling Savings Bank score. 3rd grand slam this year for Texas. To put that in perspective, the Yankees, I guess, had 3 yesterday. Right now, Texas up 3 games on the Angels in the West, Dave.
All right, Angie, important series in the West. 2 more games to go and a lot of runs being scored in the American League tonight. Detroit's already won 8-1 at Minnesota. Zachary takes ball 1-1. 15 runs for Oakland, 11 for Texas. Strike 2. Ackley, Carp, and Olivo here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Walk and a pop to second for Dustin. Center field, Rios coming on, can't get it, base hit. Nice 2-strike hitting by Ackley. First hit tonight.
It was an interesting sequence of pitches right there from Jake Peavy. A backdoor slider, a changeup, and then another changeup down and away. Dustin able to stay on that ball, keep his hands back, and still had enough to shoot this ball out into shallow center field for a base hit.
There's Mike Carp, hit into a double play and walked. Two runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mariners. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the White Sox. Mariners have left 6 on thus far. 4 for Chicago. Third time tonight the Mariners have the leadoff man aboard. Scatters Omar Vizquel. Take a look at our CenturyLink high-speed pitch. It's a push tonight. Peavy and Furbush.
He still has that good velocity, though, even after the arm trouble. 93 is still very, very respectable.
0-2 strikes to Carp. There's Omar Vizquel, one of the all-time great shortstops. Career started here in Seattle. Still a very effective player.
I think he's a future Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. Omar, 54 games, 252, no homers and 8 RBIs, and can still pick it.
First met Omar, he was 16 years old. He's just been signed by the Seattle Mariners. I was playing down in Caracas, Venezuela for the Leones. Take my first infield, and there's this little kid out there. I thought he was somebody's child. And he's out there just snatching balls and kind of playing with it, flipping balls behind his back. I'm like, whose son is that? I was like, oh, that's Omar Vizquel. You guys just signed him. Really? Well, it wasn't but about 2.5 years later. He was a starting shortstop at the age of 19 years old.
Special player. 2-2. Good battle here put up by Carp. Peavy tonight struck out 5, walked 3. Giving up a home run to Olivo. And an RBI single to Trayvon Robinson. White Sox got an RBI double from Rios. Ramirez followed with the single. That's in the first, and then a 2-run homer in the 5th by Lillibridge. Popped up, giving chase. Flowers, no play.
Nice play by a fan down there. Right behind home plate. Looked like he made a diving play, actually.
Concrete's not real kind.
It was worth it.
We had one come up in a booth the other day.
Did you catch it?
Slide to the right. Now how you do that, the electric slide and the weddings and bar mitzvahs and everything. That's what I did.
You wanted no part of it, huh?
No, didn't have a glove. Hey, come on.
Carp still battling Jake Peavy right here.
2-2. He went. He committed. Carp is gone.
Looked like Mike Carp was at least asking for some help down to third base. There's a slider on the plate, but down. He bounces it. That bat comes through the zone. And that was enough for Paul Nauer to give it the strike 3 call.
6 strikeout for Peavy. Mind games here. Olivo, first pitch he saw, he homered. Second time up, struck out on 3 pitches.
Little change up right there. Peavy, knowing Miguel Olivo is aggressive, starts him off with a good changeup down and away.
Ackley the runner at first, not a big lead. One.
Peavy clearly trying to stay away from Miguel Olivo after that swing in the bottom of the second inning. He knows he's got the power to hit the ball out of the ballpark and tie this ball game up.
One and two.
Third consecutive changeup from Jake Peavy.
Tell Miguel not
He's
happy
saying,
with himself.
challenge me. Come on, challenge. Throw me that fastball again. What do you think? He comes back with one more? 4 in a row?
Fastball away.
Four in a row.
Wow. 7 strikeouts. Jake Peavy, 2 down here in the 5th with a man on. Next, Salute the Kids Day. It's coming up Sunday. Finale of the series with the White Sox. And all you young Mariner fans, 14 and under, you get a Felix Hernandez t-shirt. Thanks to the good folks at Boeing. For tickets to Salute the Kids Day, go to Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. 2 outs, 1 on for Kyle Seager. For 2 night for Kyle.
Yeah, I love this quote about the other day. Might have been the best 24 hours of his life.
Ackley was running on a pitch, driven deep to left center, going back. Rios just shy of the track, makes the catch. Give it a good ride. That'll do it for the Mariners. They leave another man on in this 4-2 Chicago lead.
is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Sterling Savings Bank. Visit one of our 178 branches or go to sterlingsavingsbank.com. Looks like Charlie Furbush's day is over, Dave.
Indeed they are. Charlie is done after 5 innings. New pitcher for the Mariners, it's Tom Wilhelmsen.
Tom Wilhelmsen takes over for Charlie Furbush here in the top of the 6th inning. Wilhelmsen has been in 13 ball games. He has a 1-0 record and a 4.74 ERA. Last couple of outings have been solid. He had a career high of 4 Ks. Went 1 2/3 innings of shutout baseball against Cleveland.
It was Tuesday in Game 2, the 12-7 Mariner win. Mariners bagged out 17 hits in that ball game. Here's it. Fly ball, right field. Ichiro coming on, and can't get it. Throws back to first. That off the bat of Tyler Flowers. A long run.
Ichiro is playing him out there towards right center field. This ball plays perfectly down that right field line. Ichiro very smartly comes around that baseball and keeps it to a single.
7th hit for Chicago, matching the total of the Mariners. Alejandro Diaza 0 for 2. Runner goes. Hit and run. Foul off.
Ozzie Guillen still staying aggressive here with a 2-run lead. You've got Diaza, who handles the bat well.
Oh, 1 pitch. Runner goes again. Steps off. Needs to run right at it. And Carp tags him out. Takes you right back to spring training, doesn't it?
Yeah, Flowers got a little antsy over there. I think they probably had the hit and run on again. And you know, those catchers, they want to get that little extra step. Just went a little bit too early.
0-1 to Diaza.
Wilhelmsen does a good job of stepping off first, causing a very quick tag by Mike Carp over there.
I like watching the mechanics of a rundown. Olivo doing his job, going down to back up or take over at first base. Everybody backing up. Outfielders come in. There goes Diaz. He's done. So Tom Wilhelmsen, 2 outs here. That's his first K.
And speaking of those rundowns, it should be done with 1 throw. 1 throw.
That's what Charlie Furbush did tonight.
Furbush went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts on 103 pitches. Only 59 of them for strikes.
Wilhelmsen's got 2 outs. Brent Morel, the hitter. Third baseman, highly regarded prospect. That one's sliced foul. Brent Morel entered this season as Baseball America's #2 prospect and best hitter for average and best infield arm in the White Sox organization. June 1. Wilhelmsen can get, as we saw during the trip, if he gets that breaking ball over, then you come back with that 97. It becomes a very effective package. Two. This breaking ball fouled off.
Anytime you can get that secondary pitch to a point where you're confident of the ability to throw it for a strike when you're behind in the count, That's what really gives a pitcher that advantage. Hitters just can't sit on the fastball.
Full count. Chicago 2 runs in the first, 2 in the fifth. Mariners are running the second and the fourth. Payoff pitch. Just bad. Two out and a runner on for Gordon Beckham. Let's take a look at the Mariner calendar. It's brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Tonight, the final Friday in the month of August. September beckons on Thursday. It'll be the finale of the series with the Angels. Then we'll stay in the American League West. 3 in Oakland, then go to then go to Anaheim for 3. That'll be a quick 6-game series. Fouled off. Once this homestand is over, the Mariners have 2 homestands left in the season. Kansas City and the Yankees still to come, along with Texas. And the final 3 games against Oakland. Two outs, 1 on. We're in the 6th. Label came up ready to throw. 0-2.
Beckham had a good rip at that last fastball, 98 miles an hour. See if Wilhelmsen comes back with that breaking pitch right here with 2 strikes.
There it is. Here comes Robinson going back. Ryan Robinson calls. Oh, he dropped the ball. Took his eye off it. Ryan was in close proximity.
Yeah, it looked like Brendan Ryan got a little bit too close for comfort right here. He's got his eyes on the ball. And that glove just never was quite wide open enough, but it looked like Brendan Ryan was kind of in his path. He should have veered off a little bit.
Watch his eyes pick up Brendan right here, right there. See, he took as he saw Brendan a couple steps away. Kasian out. First and third inning lives. Top of the order, Pierre Carp, though, bails everybody out. Works out nicely for the Mariners. To the home 6 we go. Pena, Ryan, and Robinson coming up. 4-2 White Sox. First of 3. Mariners on the short end right now. Pena, Ryan, and Robinson to change it. Let's see. That will get out of play. Willie Pena tonight has struck out twice in an 0-2 pitch and a 3-2 pitch.
He's really going to that off-speed pitch here the last couple of innings.
Matt Thornton, former Mariner, warming up. Peavy 0-2 to Pena. He's off the high pitch.
Peavy threw 4 consecutive changeups to Miguel Olivo, ultimately getting him to swing and miss. See if he comes back with that changeup again.
Mo flailing, pops it up right field. Diaz for the first out. Let's see what's new with Angie Mente.
Guys, everybody in the Central chasing the Tigers. Tonight, the Motor City Kitty visiting the Twins. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 7th. Victor Martinez drives one into the alley in left center field, bouncing into the bullpen for a 2-run ground rule double. Detroit up 5-1 at that point. They go on to win 8-1 over Minnesota. These games so important to Cleveland and the Chicago White Sox trying to play catch up.
And Detroit putting a lot of pressure on them. Catch us if you can. Ryan fouling one off. Those of you of a certain age know that's the Dave Clark 5 from 1965. Robbie, anybody? Dave Clark 5, anybody? Come on, you know Dave Clark 5, come on. 0-2 to Ryan.
It's like Peavy a little upset on himself, getting that last fastball up in the strike zone. This will probably be Peavy's last inning of the ball game.
Defensive swing towards the line, going back. Can't get it off the target. Angie with that highlight with Detroit. Detroit's 4th in hitting. A nice year. 4th in hitting, 5th in runs, 6th in home runs. Tigers leading that Central. Might be enough. Nope. Ramirez, broken bat, attempt to get a base hit by Ryan. 2 outs. Casey Keller and the Seattle Sounders, they look to continue their climb in the MLS standings with the win over Columbus. The Columbus Crew, that's coming up Saturday, Century Link Field. Fans outside the Seattle area. Catch the match live at 1 p.m. right here on Root Sports, with the replay available to all viewers at 4:30. Peavy is retired 5 in a row. 6 of the last 7. 0-1 to Trayvon Robinson. He brought home the Mariners' 2nd run. That was in the 4th. Base hit to center. One.
Not a lot of wasted movement in the swing of Trayvon Robinson. Very quiet at the plate. You don't see any big leg kicks.
1-1. High. Cleveland Indians keeping pace with Detroit. 2-1 win tonight. Turn of Jim Thome. Cleveland beats Kansas City. Thome went 0 for 4. 1-2. Bouncing ball, foul as it gets by Lillibridge. Trayvon caught a break because he never got out of the box. If that had been fair, it would have been a very, very easy out. Like he had it all the way, though. He did.
It almost looked as if that ball kind of kicked back right after it bounced up in front of Trayvon.
Brett Lillibridge, what a job he has done. Multiple positions. Brent has played in the outfield. He came up as an infielder. Now he's back at first base with Paul Konerko ailing with a left knee injury.
Tonight he has the deciding blow with that 2-run home run back in the top of the 5th inning to put the White Sox ahead 4-2.
2-2 pitch. Gets through everybody.
I wonder how many gloves he has in his locker. Looks like he's got a fairly new Rawlings first baseman's glove right there. Not a lot of use in that one right now.
It looks very stiff, doesn't it?
Well, my guess is he probably uses the same glove for second base and short, probably third. I'm sure he has another outfielder's glove, a little bit bigger basket.
3-2 to Trayvon Robinson. Off speed pitch gets him. 1-2-3. Mariners set down in the 6th. White Sox with a lead of 4-2. Lillibridge will lead it off for the Sox when we get back. Sports being brought to you by Jeep. We don't just make SUVs, we make history. By Whitmer Brothers Brewing, brewing without boundaries. And by Pizza Hut. Get any Pizza Hut pizza, any size, any toppings for one amazingly low price when you carry out. Dave Simpson, Dave Valley with you. Be here. Nice to see the product moving. Here's Lillibridge to lead it off. 2-run homers last time. That was in the 5th. Big hack against Wilhelmsen. Came on in relief of Charlie Furbush. Furbush started, went 5, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Gave up a home run to Lillibridge on a 1-1 pitch in the 5th, and he drove it way out of here at left center field. 0-2.
A little surprised at the power that Lillibridge showed right there. That ball hit off the back wall of the Seattle Mariner bullpen deep out in left center field. Lillibridge had only 3 career home runs coming into this season. That blast was his 12th of this season.
5'11", $185 out of Everett, Washington, lives in Bothell. 4th round pick of the Pirates in 05. And to the Braves. And then over here to the White Sox. Stays alive. Another look at that home run, Val.
Now, he does not miss his fastball. Furbush leaves it up out over the plate. But you can see it hits the back wall on the fly. Sometimes it takes players, a couple of teams, to find a place where they're just a good fit. Right now, this guy is a good fit for Ozzie Guillen.
He didn't make much of a beef there on that called third strike. Second strikeout for Wilhelmsen, 1 out.
Wilhelmsen giving a little nod right there to Olivo. They came inside with that fastball and just freezes Brent Lillibridge for strike 3.
Here's Paul Konerko, a couple of walks and a fly to center. Wilhelmsen's got a good fastball. Konerko's been known to turn on good fastball. See if Tom can hold his own here. Strike 1. Detroit is 1. Cleveland is 1. Central Division. Cleveland's still 6.5 back. White Sox trying to stay 7 if they win tonight. 2-1.
How's he trying to keep the troops focused?
Injuries have been a problem. Brzezinski, wrist, Konerko, knee, shoulder for Quentin. A mile high. Ackley is under it. 2 outs. 2 outs here in the 7th, and a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 2 outs. That brings up Alex Rios. First inning RBI double infield hit and a fly and a foul out to Trayvon Robinson, who made a nice play. '97 on the fastball from Wilhelmsen, strike 1.
Alex Rios had an RBI double back in the first and a single to center in the third.
Looking pitch. 0-2. Breaking ball beauty. Folks down at the hut in Tucson, Arizona, your former bartender just threw a 1-2-3 7th. Nicely done. See if they can get him some runs. It's 4-2 White Sox. Nice work, men and women down in the truck here in Root Sports. 4-2 White Sox, bottom of the 7th. Well, she's going to be in some highlight packages tonight.
She's got the gear.
Why not?
She's ready to play.
Top of the order here in the 7th. Ichiro, Gutierrez, and Ackley. Matt Thornton, former Mariner. Seems like every time we see him, he's just dealing. Big left-hander, though, has not had the year we usually see from him overall. Ichiro fouls one back. Thornton. A big ERA this year.
And he got off to a great start, but just as they were coming into the town the first time, I believe he had about 3 or 4 blown saves in a row, lost that closer's job. And Matt Thornton has always had that power arm. Real tough for any team to give up on him. You always think he's going to turn that corner. He's appeared in 48 ball games. He's got that 0-4 record, 15 holes, and a 3.38 ERA.
Hard throwing left-hander Matt Thornton. Ichiro with the hit today. And told you his numbers against the Mariners are just phenomenal. 1.27 ERA.
Was drafted by the M's back in 1998 and traded to the White Sox on the 20th back in 06.
Pulled a string on Ichiro. 82 miles an hour strikes him out. Jake Peavy started for the White Sox.
Solid night for Jake Peavy. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned. 3 walks, 8 strikeouts on 108 pitches. Really saw him change his strategy throughout the ball game towards the latter part of the game. Peavy going with a lot more off-speed pitches. Really used his changeup very well against this Mariner lineup.
Big bender for a strike to Gutierrez from Matt Thornton. Goody tonight, base hit to center, a walk and a ground out to third. Foul ball. All right, you get the ball out of baby. 0-2. Goody from Matt Thornton. Big guy, 6'6", 235.
But as we know, Matt, just a gentle giant, good man.
Former White Sox Jeff Gray. This is old team. Good 2. Mariners with a run in the 2nd inning. Home run by Olivo. Trayvon Robinson drove in a run in the 4th. That's it. Mariners have left 7 on. Jesse Crain, veteran right-hander, used to be with Minnesota. Two. Full count now to Goody. Dustin Ackley's on deck. Two. Wind into left field, base hit. One out base runner for the Mariners. 2nd hit today for Goody. And when you're traveling outside the Northwest this season, make sure you take the Mariners with you wherever you go by subscribing to MLB.tv today. You're going to see every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer and on your favorite devices. So go to Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Ackley 1 for 2 of the walk tonight. Represents a tying run, 1 out.
Great to see Franklin Gutierrez's bat starting to come around. Had a nice road trip.
2 hits tonight.
His homestand started off on the right foot.
Stinging the ball, too. That's so important. 1-1 on the Dustin. First time he's seeing Matt Thornton. Two and one.
It's been interesting watching Dustin's approach to all of these pitchers, many whom he's facing for the first time. He stays very consistent with his approach.
2-1. 2-2 with that strike.
Didn't look like Dustin was happy with that call, but the tracer has it right on the outside corner on the knees.
2-2. Fiat is back. He's 11 out of 13 in base stealing this year.
Would not be surprised if Franklin Gutierrez is going on this pitch right here.
2-2. He holds. Foul off. Two and two. Throw over. Good lead for Goody. He holds pitch. We're going to miss. Ackley strikes out. 2 outs.
Matt Thornton just rears back and goes with the fastball right here. Pitch right across the top of the letters. Right middle part of the plate. That's one of the toughest pitches to lay off of because you know it's in and above the strike zone. So you see it and you start to react. And you think you can catch up to that 97 right there, but tough pitch to catch up to.
Nice movement on that pitch. Carp lines one, right field. Gutierrez will get to third as Diaza gets it back in. So the Mariners trying to get something brewing here. 2 out, 2 on. I bring up Miguel Olivo.
Nice piece of hitting right here from Carp. He jumps on his first offering. Breaky pitch. He kind of double clutches, but watch how he keeps his hands back and is still able to drive this ball into right field. Franklin Gutierrez takes off knowing where that right fielder's playing. He's got an easy path over to third base.
Going to bring in the right-hander Jesse Crean. Ozzie Guillen coming out to get Thornton. Mariners threatening. 2 outs, 2 on, down by 2 here at Safeco Field. Airlines donates 10,000 miles to our Make-A-Wish Home Runs for Wishes program. You can donate your own miles to Make-A-Wish at AlaskaAir.com. Mariners threatening, 2 out, 2 on, down by 2 here at Safeco Field. Yeah, Ichiro's #1 fan. There you go. Miguel Olivo's got the Mariners' only home run tonight, a leadoff shot in the 2nd inning. And he's going to face the veteran right-hander Jesse Crain. Crain has had a lot of success this year. And it's going to be a good battle.
Jesse Crain is the first in wins for relievers in the American League. He's tied for 5th. As far as getting that first batter out, which is going to be Miguel Olivo. He's appeared in 55 games, been a workhorse for Ozzie Guillen, an 8-3 record and a 2.35 ERA.
Jesse with Minnesota in 04 through last year. Olivo's 3 for 9 with a home run against him. Miguel right now representing the lead run, bottom 7. Gutierrez is at 3rd. Carp's at 1st. Chop foul.
Jesse Crain, first 2 pitches to Miguel Olivo. Definitely trying to pound him outside, pound him away. Which typically late in the ball game, you want to make the other team beat you the opposite way.
Counts 1-1 to Olivo. Outside, 2-1. Funky delivery by Jesse Crain.
Almost has that same arm action as a catcher.
Yep.
That ball never comes down. Normally pitchers, you have that big long wind.
Exactly.
That ball goes right back behind his ear.
It's like throwing like a quarterback. 3-1. 3-1 with Kyle Seager awaiting.
He's thrown 4 consecutive sliders to Miguel. Does not want to come in with the fastball. He may have to right here.
3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Hesitancy for Olivo. Bases are loaded for Seager in this 4-2 Chicago lead.
5 consecutive sliders from Jesse Crain. Produce a walk for Miguel Olivo.
Carp gets down to 2nd. Don Cooper, pitching coach, going to come out. A word with Jesse Crain, born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and lives in Houston. Just turned 30 years old on July 5th.
Donnie Cooper, one of the most well-respected pitching coaches in the game of baseball. Has been with the White Sox a long time. Former pitcher for the New York Yankees. He himself had a really good breaking ball. Big old 12-6. Former New Yorker.
Not far from your neighborhood in Queens, right?
No, sir. He actually played on the same summer league team, organization. I was a little bit behind Donnie Cooper, but he played for the Flushing Tigers.
2 outs, bases loaded for Kyle Seager. Seager's got a double to left, 1 for 3. Looks at a strike. Seager seeing Crain for the first time. The 0-1 to Kyle. Strike 2. 2 outs. Bases loaded. 0-2 the count. Mariners left them loaded in the 3rd, left 2 on in the 4th. They have 7 LOBs for the game. 7 men left on. Seager's got work to do. 0-2 here. Strike him out. 10 left on base by the Mariners. 2 bases loaded opportunities. Go by the wayside. It's 4-2 White Sox. Yeah, foul back in the first. How about this one here?
Little high slider that's fought off by Alex Rios up in the strike zone. This comes out and brings in the first run of the ball game for the Chicago White Sox, and it's followed by another little blooper down the left field line this time as Alexi Ramirez drives in Paul Konerko.
So you got a 2-0 White Sox lead. You go to the second inning. First pitch, Miguel Olivo out of here. That's his 16th.
Just a bomb off the first pitch from Jake Peavy. Miguel gets the Mariners on the board.
They get their second run on the board from Trayvon Robinson. Loops one. Good enough to score Seager. 4-2, and that's where we are. After this home run by Brett Lillibridge. He got all of it. The Mariners have left a whole bunch of people on base tonight. Jeff Gray, the former White Sox, throwing to Alexi Ramirez.
Jeff Gray's appeared in 24 ball games, an ERA of 3.79, has an 0-1 record. Got his first save the other day.
Got some good work. 10 left on by the Mariners, 6 by Chicago. Out into Olivo's glove. Wilhelmsen, solid work. 2 innings, struck out 3. Seager takes care of it. 1 out. Warming up for Sale for the White Sox. Brings up Tyler Flowers, catcher. Gray's got to be pretty charged up following facing his old teammates. Back in April, came over from the Sox.
There's always a different type of feeling when you're playing against your former team, especially the first team that you came up to the big leagues with.
Breaking ball hit down to Ryan. Throws out the catcher for the White Sox. 2 down, top 8. All the signs point towards riding Sound Transit and saving a ton of money on gas and parking. Visit soundtransit.org for details. Jeff Gray coming over a waiver deal May 13th. There's Alejandro Diaza. 0 for 3 tonight. One. Jeff Gray in 6 games at the White Sox. No record is 2.70 ERA.
He has pinpoint control so far here this evening, using that good 2-seam breaking.
Good pitch there to go 0-2.
Last pitch, that little curveball that he was able to throw for a strike.
This crowd here Friday night, 28,621. White Sox trying to catch Detroit in the Central Division. Cleveland right ahead of them. Cleveland won tonight 2-1 against Kansas City. Detroit won 8-1 at Minnesota. Breaking ball, get him looking. Nice inning for Jeff Gray against his old teammates. A 1-2-3-8. Mariner bats. Pena, Ryan, and Robinson. Maybe some runs.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Mariners looking for some offense. And Jesse Crane's still out there. It'll be Pena, Ryan, and Robinson here in the 8th inning. Pena tonight, a couple strikeouts. And a fly to right. Willie Mo Pena, Brendan Ryan, Trayvon Robinson.
I think that was the first fastball that Jesse Crane has thrown in the game. He's been using that slider, or you could call it a cutter. Throws at 87 miles an hour. That last fastball was at 93.
A lot of movement on that pitch. Ball and 2 strikes.
Rams certainly are still in this ball game, just down 2 runs.
One-two pitch. Taking it for a ball, 2-2. And you 0 for 1 against Jesse Crain. Chopped it off the plate. Foul.
Crain is not really coming in to an area where Willie Mo Peñas can hurt him. Really just pounding that outside corner. The one fastball he did throw was inside off the plate just to keep him honest. Everything else has been down and away.
Two. Struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Crain. This Monday, the Angels are in town. 4-game series with the Mariners. It's also a BECU half-price family night where you can get tickets to see the Mariners and Angels for as little as $10 per person. Get your tickets at mariners.com/specials. The final visit by the Angels to Seattle for the 2011 season. Where's it gone, Pat?
It's gone quick.
Man. Strike to Ryan.
Especially now that summer seems like it's finally arrived here in the Northwest.
It's spectacular. Ryan behind 0-2. 12 strikeouts rung up by Chicago pitching tonight. Peavy 8, Thornton 2, Crain has got the other 2. Rub there, 2 down. It's 13. There's Trayvon Robinson. White Sox pitching this year, 6th in ERA, just ahead of just behind the Mariners, who are 5th. Mariners, since they got that run by Robinson, so he looks at a strike. Back in the 4th. We've had no runs on 3 hits since the 5th inning.
It's been pretty quiet the last few. No question about it.
Breaking ball hit foul right under the foot of Mike Brumlett.
Mariners had a couple of opportunities with the bases loaded. Were unable to convert.
All at 2 strikes. Backhand. Beckham throws over to Lillibridge for the out. Mariners go 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. To the 9th we go. Brent Morel, Beckham, and Pierre coming in. 4-2 Sox.
Folks, the wait is over. The 2011 college football season kicks off next Saturday, September 3rd, here on Root Sports, headlined by Steve Sarkisian and the Washington Huskies facing defending FCS champion Eastern Washington Eagles. It's just one of 4 big games we'll be bringing you with all-day coverage beginning at 9 a.m. I can hardly wait, and Dave, I know you're the same.
Soon to be football season. Overlap time is a great time of the year. You got baseball, stretch drive, pennant chase, start of the college and pro football season. It's a great time of year. Just like March when you get some March Madness, baseball firing up. NBA, what's that? NBA and the NHL coming down the stretch in their seasons. Brent Morrell leading off. 0 for 2 with a walk. Second inning of work for Jeff Gray. Pitch 1-2-3 8th.
Mariner bullpen has done a nice job tonight. Tom Wilhelmsen, 2 innings of no-run baseball. Jeff Gray with that one last inning, looking to do it again here.
They sit up the middle on a 2-1 pitch. Eighth hit for Chicago. Mariners have 9. Mariners struggling here in this first game of the homestand. 3 with Chicago, 4 with the Angels. See if they can turn a double play here. Gordon Beckham 0 for 3. Shows bunt early. Takes a ball.
Ozzie Guillen looking to get an insurance run here in the top of the 9th inning. Beckham, who's hitting only .234 on the season. And you've got the hot hitting Juan Pierre in the on deck circle. Pierre, over his last 49 games, came into today hitting .351.
Outside again. Beckham with 7 sacrifices on the season. Second to Juan Pierre, 16. Strike 2 and 1. Beckham taking a look down at Jeff Cox, the third base coach. Three and 1. What's your philosophy on this as a catcher? Just you want him to get it down so he can make a play somewhere?
Yeah, you just ask for the umpire to try to give you a quick call right here.
3-1 pitch. Walked it. First and second. Nobody out, top of the order. Juan Pierre.
And with Juan Pierre coming up, Ozzie Guillen has multiple choices here. Pierre, an excellent bunter, bunted for a base hit back in the 5th inning. Little drag bunt down the first base line. But he's also their hottest hitter right now. Mariners have the corners in, expecting the bunt.
Gray cannot throw a strike here. The bunt in order. 3-1 walk Beckham, and now 1-0 to Pierre. Pierre leads the American League with 16 sacrifices. No.
Well, this is certainly not what you want, Dave. If you see that they're going to be bunting, you want to have them put the ball down. Carl Willis coming out to try to get Jeff Gray settled in. Certainly the walk to Gordon Beckham was a big problem right there.
Atlanta babies, and hey, let them make a play for you.
And they've got Mike Karp well in on the grass over at first base, so he's going to be crashing. Jeff Gray's job is to crash as well once that ball is put down, to try to get that lead runner over there at third base. That's what you want as your first option.
Strike. Trayvon Robinson playing a shallow left field. Could be trouble if Ozzie takes his bunt off. 2-1. Got the bunt down. Olivo to third. Everybody safe. Bases loaded.
Boy, that was a quick call by Kerwin Danley down there at third base. Miguel Olivo comes out quickly behind home plate. He's got that play in front of him. He thinks he's got a shot.
Ball got away.
Yeah, he called him safe before he even realized that Seager did not have the ball in his glove. Decisive call by Kerwin Danley down at third base.
Got some issues now. Lillibridge, bases loaded, nobody out. Infield up close. So is that almost close shave.
Jeff Gray's just suddenly lost that release point.
Shallow. Here comes Ichiro. They're not going to run from that distance. One out. Big out.
That was a big out, but this next one will be bigger with Paul Konerko coming up to the plate.
And nowhere to put him.
Josh Luque getting warmed up down in the Mariner bullpen.
Got some issues here.
This is really the first time in the ballgame that they've had to come after Paul Konerko.
It's 1-for-1 against Gray. Ball one.
Ray looking to get a little ground ball off the bat of Konerko for a double play.
And now he's behind 2-0.
Nine grand slams.
1 for 7. Mariners dearly want to make him 1 for 8 for this season. Those are incredible numbers for a career. 2-0. 2-1 to Konerko. Fifth in home runs this year with 28. Gray needs a double play ball. Big time. 2-1 pitch. High fly ball, shallow right field. Ichiro coming in. And great. Those 2 pops. 2 outs. Huge out.
Both fly balls were fastballs up out of the strike zone. Konerko went after a ball, as did Lillibridge. Both resulting in 2 shallow fly balls. Sox unable to get Morel in from third base.
Alex Rios, 2 hits tonight, 2 for 4. First pitch from Gray. Strike 1. First 3 men reach to load him up. 2 short, shallow pops to right field for 2 quick outs. Trying to get out number 3. Oh, 1 pitch. Going to get out of it. Beautifully done as Ackley throws over Jeff Gray, but Mariner fans in Heart Attack Alley, and then pitches his way out of it. To the 9th we go. Top of the order. Ichiro, Gutierrez, and Ackley down by 2. Trying to get a come from behind win here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Check out our Nissan shift to the bullpen. 4th pitcher of the night for the Chicago White Sox, managed by Ozzie again. It's Chris Sale.
Sale has appeared in 47 ball games, a 2.65 ERA. They'll be getting set to face Ichiro. Left-handers are hitting just .220 with 30 strikeouts off this left-hander. Got an impressive ERA on the road, just 1.57.
The Mariners coming back, swung the bat really well on the road. They got the road batting average up to .245, hitting just .225 here at home. Got a little resurgence here. Ichiro to lead things off. Get him aboard. The old Bob Prince, bloop and a blast, tied up.
There you go. You can see why Sale is so tough on left-handers. He's got that big, long, lanky delivery, drops down. Tough to pick up that release point.
And he can rush it up there, too. 2-0. First time Ichiro facing Chris Sale. Fouls one back. 2-1. Up the middle, finds a spot, base hit.
Just what the M's are looking for here in the bottom of the ninth. That leadoff base hit as Ichiro just fights one back through the middle.
Hit number 148 for Ichiro.
He fouled off some tough pitches, but this time he lets that ball travel deep into the strike zone. Little two-hopper right through the infield.
Well, Franklin Gutierrez stung the ball twice tonight. Once the center, that was in the first inning, and his last time up, that was in the 7th. Nasty breaking ball for strike.
Sergio Santos getting loose. He's the closer for the Chicago White Sox.
And that young man can really throw.
Right now, I'm guessing Chris Sale is still in there because he got Dustin Ackley on deck.
0-2 to Gutierrez. Goody straight away in the outfield. Rios plays a medium center field in on the hands for ball 1-2. Comes the 1-2. Ichiro aboard. Struck him out. That's strikeout number 14 by the Chicago pitching staff. One out here in the ninth.
Boy, Chris Sale really pulls the string right here against Franklin Gutierrez. Little changeup, 88 miles an hour on the plate, down out of the strike zone. Tough pitch to lay off and a tough pitch to adjust to after seeing that hard 97 mile an hour fastball.
Every Mariner has struck out at least once here tonight. 1-0 to Ackley. Just inside, says Paul Maurer. 2-0.
Flowers hesitating right there, not going to make too many friends with the home plate umpires as a rookie. Ozzie Guillen barking also from the Chicago White Sox dugout.
2-0. Dustin trying to tie it up. First time situation for one of the young Mariner hitters. First time he's seeing Chris Sale. 2-1 is the count. Ichiro at first. Not a big lead. Pitch. Bouncing ball. Lillibridge. He'll get Ichiro. Ramirez will just take that as Ackley hustled down the line. 2 outs. That brings up Mike Carp. Single to right his last time up. 1 for 3 with a walk.
That average down to 301. And looking for the big blast off the bat of young Mike Carp.
They could use one here to tie it. Fastball for a strike.
Carp looked back at the home plate umpire. I think he may have thought that pitch was high. That's a tough pitch to hang in on.
Sure is.
Big sweeping breaking ball from Chris Sale.
Coming out of first base.
Tough to keep that front shoulder in.
Oh, 2. Struck him out. That's the ball game. White Sox win 4-2. Their pitching staff strikes out 15 Mariner hitters. And the Sox continue to torment the Mariners. 14-3 since the start of the 2010 season. The Mariners lose this one by a final of 4-2. Jake Peavy gets the win. Charlie Furbush the loss. Wow.
Jake Peavy was very impressive, I thought, tonight. Didn't have that great fastball that you typically have seen from him in the past, but had all of his secondary pitches working and really used his changeup towards the latter part of the ball game very effectively.
Another part of the Mariners story, left another man on base, so 11 men left on base, 9 left for the Chicago White Sox. 4-2 the final in the initial offering, this 3-game weekend series here in Seattle. Right now, let's get you out to Brett Adam in center field.